Look at me not knowing what I'm doing.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another live tease of the Musical Chairs of Massachusetts, coming at you live from the Chair City, Gardner, Mass. I'm joined here today by my co-host that kind of has it together, Chris Guerra.
I think for today's episode, it'll be a cohort.
Yeah.
I'm an accomplice. Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode. Boy, do we have a good episode for you. This is what we like to call a little tease of what we're doing, who we have in the studio that we're going to be recording at any given moment. And so, now I'm over here.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm just
jumping around.
I'm jumping around. Yes. So, Nikki, are you excited?
We're very excited. We have a very tasteful, live tease for you, if you will.
It's definitely not a flavorless episode. it's
I think it might have a little spice to it.
It's a little bit of a little bit of
spice.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we tell the people why it's going to be tasteful and spicy?
All right.
Because we have none other than Tasteless Jack.
Hey!
I'm so happy to be here, guys.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
Much.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Our people we used to hold hostage somehow escaped, so we don't have that.
Oh, right.
Now you just have us clapping for you.
No, that's totally fine, honestly. It's more than, you two are more of a crowd than I get on a usual,
Oh, stop it.
Oh.
Stop it.
No, everyone has their starts. You have some nights that are better than others.
Well, you, sir, deserve a round of applause.
Oh, God. Womp, 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 womp. See, now I'm back to making all the sound effects again.
Where's the soundboard?
The soundboard decided to run away, and so now I'm back to, doing it the old-fashioned way.
The old school way.
The old school way,
Yeah. So, Jack, why don't you let the audience know a little bit about you?
All right, so I perform under the name Tasteless Jack. I've been a solo acoustic musician, not by choice.
Oh.
I've been trying to make a band slowly now.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe some people will hear this and want to jump on board.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
You never know. I've been playing 20 years guitar, so it's been a while. This last, I want to say, almost 2 years now, it's coming up in October, is when I started to come back to open mics and performing again and stuff. It had been a long, almost 10-year hiatus that I took a break from writing music, really, and really let dust collect up on my guitar. And then coming back to open mics, I started off going to Husky's Pub in Worcester. Slowly got my feet wet there performing, eventually branched out to other open mics and stuff. And the open jam as well, like the open jam at Electric Haze and the open mic at Bay State Brewery that used to run there, or at Mike Melendez used to run. And through that, I kind of started to build a network of musicians and stuff because I'm a people person. I'm kind of friendly. I like to make connections and stuff like that. I used to work as a teacher, 5 years. So I was teaching middle school 2 years. I taught 3 years of high school.
Wow.
I can totally see that, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I feel like in that mode, you had to learn how to deal with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different emotions, a lot of different egos and stuff, a lot of networking you have to do and stuff like that, a lot of organizing and stuff like that. So now I kind of feel like I can do that for myself, for fellow musicians, to kind of move our own aspirations forward and stuff like that. And
Cool.
be the action taker and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been awesome getting to meet a lot of friends, and that's how I got here. You know what I mean? Friends of friends of friends.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about this whole music thing when you're in it.
And just the community that we have in general out in this area, the central Worcester area, it's so tight knit and everyone just supports one another and we're all, it's just awesome.
Absolutely. And it's also difficult because when you're starting out performing, you really don't know a lot. When you're going to start making money, how much should you ask for? I legit had to ask people who are doing it,
right.
Hey, how much should I be asking for? And they let me know there's a minimum that you should ask for so that you don't water down the market and stuff like that. Little things that I wouldn't have known or thought of otherwise if I hadn't thought to ask the questions to the right people and had those people around to answer them for me.
And that's the other thing too, is the fact that just all these people in this community, they don't mind answering these questions and being asked them. You know, like there's just the support is just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people who've been doing this a long time, and gratefully I'm now sharing the stage with them and stuff like that, because they inspire me, you know. And
Yeah.
you want to be around people that inspire you if you want to be a good musician, you want to be a good artist, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're constantly inspired, so that's probably going to rub off on you a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, this musical community as a whole has inspired me so much. Just to do the show. Yeah, I know Nikki feels the same way. I'm speaking for you now, Nikki.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seriously, we it's inspired us to the point where Nikki and I have even started like practicing singing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Chris is hopping on, tickling the ivories a little bit, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been singing along with him, and maybe one of these days we'll get out to an open mic or something like that.
That'd
But
be awesome.
Don't let
Yeah.
your dreams be dreams, in the words of Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, I
love
like it.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
But no, it's for me, honestly, this show has really helped me starting to like get over stage fright and actually
Awesome.
talking and singing in front of people. So I'll get there eventually.
But don't you love that though? How music has that ability, has that power to just inspire us all, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
yeah.
it does, like, it becomes almost overwhelming when you're at a writer's block and stuff like that. And to know that other people like myself are going through the same thing doesn't make it as hard. You know what I mean? It's almost like
Right.
the solidarity that you're all feeling. Like, man, it's been a while since I wrote a song. It's like, yeah, no, it's been a while. Like, or also the same thing goes the other way. The excitement of when they write something and they're excited to show it off, or like when the first time you see it perform it, and it's like, what song was that? Like,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard Sam Herman perform "Without You." I was like, whoa, that song is like, instantly I vibed with it, and it's a sad song. So
Right.
it's not the greatest song for her to like be performing when she's out like gigging and stuff like that. But I'll still request it, and she's so nice, kind enough to perform it and stuff like
Aw.
that. But you hear those songs, you know what I mean? That also cheer you up and stuff. Like when I hear Jukebox Jake playing the gallery,
Oh.
or when I heard Morgan perform at the contest, the song that I knew she would win with.
Right.
40?
Got
Right.
40. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
that songs are bangers. You know
Right.
when songs are a hit, and you're just like, well, you got something special there. You cooked up something nice. So I love getting that feeling from friends, like hearing their music and being like, you really should get on there. And I could list countless friends with countless songs like Mosby, Go Forward, or Wild Weston, the Garden Song.
Oh, yeah.
This is just, I can go on and on. I'm a fan of my friends and vice versa, I think, and we try to keep each other motivated and stuff like that, and
That's
be
great.
mentors
Yeah.
for each other, really.
That's awesome. Well, let's give the audience some of your music. Do we got the? Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All
Yeah. All right,
Alright.
I'm gonna start off with a high energy one.
All right.
I'll work my way downward with the energy here,
Ah,
so
okay.
we'll work our way down. I'm gonna start off with a song called "Black Eyes." It's named after the eyes of a shark.
Okay.
They are pretty black.
Right. I wrote this.
Do you know the best time to go to the beach is during Shark Week because they're all on TV?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. I was legit. I was like, oh, you have some like
I got some-
biology skills. I see. Okay. So I wrote "Black Eyes" actually like originally as a beat.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it was like a beat that I was playing outside Clark University. Clark is like right a couple blocks from my house, so it's somewhere that I grew up next to. It's somewhere that I travel by all the time and stuff like that to play some music and stuff, get some fresh air with my sister's dog and stuff. And I started to play. Another gentleman saw me, brought out his drumsticks from the dorm, started to play the beat for me so that I could kind of play it. But I've always had to be my own percussionist, because I have no percussionist, so it
Right.
kind of
I could play a mean tambourine if you ever need it.
Oh, I might need to call upon your tambourine skills one day. I
Got you. I usually keep one in my car, so.
All right. So, So this one's called Black Eyes, and it's meant to be about the unknown dangers in life. You know what I mean? There's lots of things out there that we don't know about that can hurt us, or people out there that with ill intentions and stuff like that. And
I like that.
Learning to trust, hopefully, the right people, not the wrong people.
I like that.
I've been here so many times that you think I'd have a plan by now. When I do, it just falls apart. But I'm doing much better, see. I'm at musical chairs for therapy. And my feet get tired, before I get far. And I get lonely when I smell the salt in the food or the salt in the sea. There's no difference up there. Something smells and bleeding. Those black eyes are at home meant to be. I think I hear sharks feeding. At some point, opportunities flee. Oh, before you can see them. But now I'm starting to see. I am all that I need. I am all that I needed, and I get no peace of mind when I live like I'm running out of time. My brain is wired incorrectly, I'm sure, and I think I'm a hypocrite, cause deep down I fucking hate this shit, cause somehow I always hit the floor till I see your stars up there, or maybe they're comments, or maybe they're promises made before I change. Cast my heart to the sea. Hope something smells and bleeding. Those black eyes aren't all meant to be. I think I hear sharks feeding. At some point, opportunities leave. Oh, before you can see them. But now I'm starting to see. I am all that I needed. 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 Woo! Thank you.
Oh, man.
That was awesome. I love your energy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's like I worry about how loud I get and stuff like that on stage. It's a
Do
trauma.
you, boo-boo?
It's a trauma I definitely had from one of my first open mics that I asked the guy who I thought was impressive, like, "Oh, what did you think of my set, man?" And the one thing he said about this set was like, "Yeah, that was loud."
Well,
I was like, "Oof."
Not for nothing, but I mean, there should be a sound person to monitor that. Oh,
Hey.
And he nearly drowned.
yeah. I was just got a shower just now.
Yeah,
I do have to say though, I first met you back at the songwriter contest last fall for the Otter River Pub. I actually judged your first round, and I very distinctly remember saying to you, "Wow, your style is like nothing I've ever heard before." If System of a Down and Ed Sheeran and I forget who else, there's one more, had a baby, it'd be called Tasteless Jack. Because I feel like you just have that combined style all around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, and that's what I try to be. The reason, the whole philosophy around Tasteless Jack is the fact that I don't want to be pigeonholed into a genre. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sometimes I want to play loud, heavy stroking songs like that where I'm like going hard at the guitar and stuff like that, and be screaming and growling, use my growl and stuff like that. And sometimes I want to play soft, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be I know that's probably going to hurt me long term in terms of like being able to be put online.
Like, what's your sound?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are like, like
They're looking
what
for that
sound?
distinct
Yeah. They
to
want something
flow.
sound with them.
Right.
Yeah. So I figured my solution to that is to make my shows myself.
Right.
And book them myself.
Yeah.
And get those guys on board, and you know what I mean? And slowly but surely I've been able to like set up some great shows with people.
That's awesome.
And it's been always an eclectic variety of sounds at our shows, because
Yeah.
I don't think that people want to go to a show and hear 5 bands that sound the same. Really.
No, you're like the wild card.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
to be able to like enjoy like something different every time. I feel like realistically, like your favorite bands, you don't always want every song to sound the same. You know,
No.
all their songs are probably awesome because they're so different from each other. You know?
Sure. Whether it's a
and
different album, each album
Yeah.
they have has a different sound or different
Yeah.
feel, or
And the way
Yeah.
that I think about it, it's like there's a difference between Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and Underneath the Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
Oh,
kind of like
definitely.
the range that I go for.
It's like
with
one
my
extreme or the
music.
other, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like the two extremes that I go for with my music, essentially, like something like that.
I love that. Just be
like-
true to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's different moods for different songs, and different songs for different moods, and
Yeah.
you're able to work through that a little bit when you're not chained. I think you're a little bit more open artistically. You don't feel like you're beholden.
Just
to
free range over here,
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Free
Well,
range
because-
Jack.
And that's the big part about being a band. I feel like is that when you're already in a band, it's really hard because you're all trying to figure out what your sound is going to be together.
Right.
Right.
So I haven't been in a band, but that also means that I get to choose what my sound is going to be like. What
You
is
have
it
more
when-
freedom,
Yeah,
creative
and
freedom.
then when people do feel attached to that, they'll want to be a part of that. That's the way I think it should happen. You know what I mean? Like when people feel like, "Ooh, I really like that. I'd love to play some drums on that. I'd like to throw some bass on that for you." I had a guy who played cello. His name is Skip Von Kusky, who saw me at an open mic, and he played the open mic as well. I was impressed with him. He was impressed with me, and he said, "I really like that song. I'd like for you to throw some cellos on there."
Yeah.
And then Skip, months later, he put cellos on one song, and then he just agreed to put cellos on 2 other songs. And for the third one, he actually came in and recorded at the studio with Sunshine at Night, Brandon, the guy who runs the Electric Haze Wednesday open jams and stuff like that. And
That's so
he
cool.
came to record, and now I have cellos on my song, and Mosby
Nice.
is mixing it for me, and that
very
song
cool.
is called Weather. I'm super excited for that song.
You have to keep us posted so we can plug that.
Yeah, I'll perform that one for you guys.
Awesome.
I'll put that on next. But yeah, weather sounds pretty sweet. I'm very excited about that, and it's very also emotionally attached because I wrote that song on my birthday, 3 days after my mom passed this year.
It's a lot of emotion.
There's a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
It's really charged. So when I first heard it with the cellos, I just wept. You know. It was
Oh
like, it was a
yeah.
lot.
Oh my god. I have goosebumps
It's
right
a
now.
lot, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. So like it was one of those songs that like I was like, okay, this is definitely a game changer, and hopefully we'll connect with other people and stuff.
Sure.
help
And I mean,
them.
think about it too, like just that deep, rich sound of a cello too. Like that's you definitely got to bring out emotion.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
He made that song completely different with that cello, and Mosby's mixing it right now, and hopefully we'll get it out in a couple of weeks. Released with the 2 other songs that I have with it that are gonna have violins. One's called Whisper, and the other one is called Alone Again. So
Oh, I can't wait.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I can't wait.
yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. I'm excited for that.
Well, let's go ahead. We're gonna be greedy, and we're gonna save all the other songs. I think.
You guys are just gonna have to tune in when this
Yeah.
episode drops to
Hey.
find out more.
right.
Yeah, already
I
know.
think this has been a great tease so far
Oh yeah,
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
of what's to come. Yeah.
No. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
And I love your story too. Like you are definitely in control of your own ship. You can say that you're a tasteless Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. We have to get it in there.
Yeah. I think-
What is it? The wooden pearl.
With the wooden
The wooden pearl guitar,
for the
yes.
record, they gave me a great name for the guitar, the wooden pearl.
Yeah.
So the Deanna, the wooden pearl.
Oh,
the
yeah.
official name of this bad boy now.
That's right.
Tasteless Jack Sparrow over here.
Oh.
All right.
So before we let you go, before we sign off on the show here, could you or would you let any our audience know if you have any upcoming gigs?
Where to find you.
Where to find you?
Yes, find me on Instagram at tastelessjack. You can also check out my website, tastelessjack.com. I try to update it pretty regularly. Lately, it's been busy because of the festival season, but I am playing another festival soon again. It's going to be on the 31st in Fitchburg. It is the Rhythm and Rock Fest, I believe it's called. So, yeah, that one's going to be River City Rhythm and Rock Fest.
Wow.
And that's very exciting and stuff like that. So you can look for me on the small family stage there. And I'm also going to be performing next month. Check out my dates on Instagram for Otter River Pub, as well as Deep Roots and Distillery in the coming months and stuff like that. I set up lots of shows and stuff as well.
Nice.
So if people are looking to book gigs or looking to get on gigs and stuff like that, reach out to me and hopefully we can help you guys out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to go ahead, guys. We're going to record our episode. This episode you can find, or this episode will drop on...
Sometime in October, right?
Yeah, it's going to be October 28th. So...
Cool.
Yeah, October 28th.
Right around spooky season.
Yeah, you'll be like what, a couple days right before Halloween.
Wicked.
It's
Yeah.
always Halloween in Muscle.
Yeah, right.
Exciting.
Yeah, you'll go from Tasteless Jack to Spooky Jack.
Hell yeah, guys.
Yeah, awesome, guys. So again, make sure you're following us. We want to make sure that we also plug our YouTube page. That's at YouTube at Musical Chairs Mass. Look us up, subscribe, and you can catch these lives not only on Facebook but also on YouTube. And make sure by subscribing, you're helping out the show and you're helping out the musicians get exposure. So. Again, make sure you're subscribed, like, following us, and most importantly, share it with your friends. Because sharing is...
Oh, it's caring.
Yes, good.
Almost missed it there.
I was like, do I go over there? Is this going to work?
It's like,
Nikki,
Nailed it.
nailed it. So, guys, thank you so much. This has been fun, and we're going to get into it with our guest here today. So, all right, guys, sign